living? Where you from? What do you do for a living?
Bueller.
Case closed. Let's get drunk.
All week long.
All rise, order in the freaking court. Mikey, I found something I had to back off about 10 minutes. They're live.
Sounds real serious, like a serious matter.
It's something kind of weird.
All
So
right.
let's
Did you understand everything
jump into it.
the judge
So,
has said?
Happy
about
Veterans
your
Day, everybody.
son, Aftal El-Shami?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. All right. So for reasons I cannot understand, my judicial attorney has chosen to put information in the chat. I'm going
Okay,
to
good to
ask
see
you
you.
to stop that.
as sex bots.
Does
Ahmed
he work for sex
El-Shami.
bots? Yeah.
Yes.
You are not an attorney. Are you an attorney? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. I am doing this to facilitate this hearing. I'm not doing this to give an unfair advantage
I
to
don't
the
think so.
self-represented.
We have to have
plaintiff.
100
I am hopeful,
subscribers or whatever they're called first.
Mr. Hall, are you able to agree with our proceeding in this unusual fashion?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Excellent. So today's proceeding,
Sorry, Dolphins fan.
I
That's
think
him.
is not very challenging, which probably is unfair, but I've got a lot of mileage on my odometer. This case was resolved by a settlement placed on the record on September 2nd, 2021. The motion for summary disposition was not granted. We will correct that.
Guessing ex-wife down there?
I'm thinking, yeah.
And a settlement occurred. That's my recollection. Are you able to agree with that, Mr. Hall?
Right. I don't think the court heard the motion and
In the ocean.
because I think it was the same day that we entered into the settlement.
Let me say it this way.
Okay.
The court did not
Maybe.
rule on the motion for summary disposition. Do you agree, Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Aftal El-Shami, do you agree?
Yes.
All right. Instead, this case was resolved because a settlement was put on the record. Is that your understanding, Mr. Hall?
Yes.
And do you agree, Mr. Aftal El-Shami?
He's having a hard time with these names.
Yeah, I would have
This is my
screwed that
shorter
up
hearings
10
because
times.
It was only the settlement began an hour and 37 minutes into the hearing that day. So I must have been moving swiftly.
So I'm not understanding anything so far. Are we following anything? And Hag, thank you for the 5 bones.
Hallelujah. Yeah, so far it's been a settlement determined between, I'm guessing, that man and that woman down there. I'm completely guessing that they are husband and wife at one point in time.
I want to give it just a couple more minutes just to see it. It seems like.
All right, so we've corrected that issue. Mr. Hodgman, please make sure that I do whatever is necessary to correct the register of actions. Good work on seeing that problem. So,
Now, Judge, I'm saying that based on my best recollection. I'm not 100% sure back to the end, and I don't think the plaintiff would totally know
RJ, thank you.
if you ruled on it, but I do not believe so.
just so we're clear, this agreement is contingent upon me having to sit down and rewatch the whole video.
No, we settled. No,
But I have a high degree of confidence. I'm just trying to streamline this. Okay. So this case was put into closed status as a result of the settlement. But no order was submitted. So because no order was submitted, the case was administratively dismissed on January 25th, 2022. And for clarity,
Shells, thank you.
I'll refer to Mr. Aftal El-Shami. All references to Mr. El-Shami.
I'm gonna call him Fred from now on.
So I was going to say I'd find a nickname. Could you do that in court?
Can I call you
Whenever
ShamWow?
we're referring to the son, we will use his first name as well. Is
Junior.
that acceptable, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you agree to that, Mr. El-Shami?
Yes, sir.
Just to make the record clean. Speaking of which, plaintiff obtained the transcript.
He needs a holes, huh?
Transcript.
I'm thinking
was
Ricola.
unusual, but whatever.
It's always good when a judge
Sit
says,
down
but, you know,
and review
whatever.
The video is if seriously anyone somehow made a ruling, because I do believe that it's an error in the court record.
ooh,
My name's on the court, so it's my fault.
thank you, Fletcher.
So respectfully, you could look at the transcript, and if you had any concerns about the transcript, and I'm hoping you don't, because that's when I would be sitting down and getting popcorn and review the full record. Okay. So
Judge,
now to the matter at hand.
thank you.
Before the court is self-represented litigant Mr. El-Shami's motion to reinstate this case, and he's seeking post-judgment enforcement of the settlement agreement.
So nobody's paid
my
up. Is that what I'm getting?
Is that with the assistance of Mr. Hall, the parties can come up with a way of proceeding that doesn't result in an intercept of any tax return. That doesn't result in the court appointing a receiver.
Golf and guns. Thank you. $5 Friday. I like that.
That doesn't result in the court ordering the sale of one or more pieces of real estate titled wholly or separately.
Okay. Spoiler alert. I only watched for a couple of minutes at a pretty interesting part that we're getting to. Did you hear what he just said about the real estate thing?
Yeah.
That
They don't want to have
play here
to
in a
sell anything.
Yeah, that comes
Paid
into
us
play here
off.
in a minute.
I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be
Separately
sorry.
or jointly in the name of Elizabeth Berry, there has to be a way that the money is paid immediately, if not sooner.
What's sooner than immediately?
I prefer not to void the settlement. Mr. Hall is ready with arguments about, okay, that case is, or this case is over. Now it's just a matter of collection remedies. I don't want to use the court's contempt power to seek to achieve
Why are we not
the result
paying?
the parties agree to. Do you understand my perspective, Mr. Hall?
Yes, Your Honor. And if I may
Yes,
make a
ma'am.
statement to the court very briefly.
Certainly.
Your Honor, we prepared a cashier's check for the plaintiff, and I have it in my possession.
Actually, like I said, it's live right now. I had to back it off about 10 minutes to start at the beginning, so we knew.
On August
But I'm
17th,
still just as confused.
sent a letter of this year. sent a letter
$29.
Indicating he should accept it. We spoke before we came on the record with the court. He doesn't want it. He wants more money.
Ooh, how
And
much was the
so
check?
We had the full settlement of $7,500.
Ah,
And
That's it.
I think he's been taking a benefit of the court's kindness for dealing with a pro se litigant.
I thought we were good.
In this particular
I seen people
matter.
with floors getting put in their house want more money.
That's not even
And
a
that's
quarter
all
of
I'm
a
gonna say, 'cause
bathroom,
otherwise
for
I'll be
God's
litigating
sakes.
the case, because before he didn't have any help, he was harmless. Then we
Small
established that he had
potatoes.
sold and purchased 14 houses. Judge, I should have let the court rule on the summary.
Did you hear that?
disposition. But I guess
Bought and sold 14 houses, and I believe that has happened after.
If they owe him money, though, what does that matter?
I don't know. Good
we're
question.
past that. Of course, my client, she wishes that we could go back to court and you rule on the summary disposition. So we have the money. If he wants the money, he can have it. He wants the court to award him additional money. And I think that the last time, I wasn't at the last proceeding, the court was contemplating awarding additional monies. It was not an order. So the only order is the settlement. And we have the settlement money for him. And I think he should take it. Otherwise, Your Honor, I'm prepared for you to set aside the settlement, and we can come back at a point in time and argue the summary disposition.
All right, so we're not used to that, right? I mean, the woman paying up.
Well, I mean,
Love it.
yeah, but here's the thing. If he doesn't want the check, they're just going to bring it back, and he wants her to not pay anything. So, I mean, dude's sitting pretty. He's got 14. I mean, yeah. So what? He's got 14 houses. Big deal. If you owe him $7,500, you owe him $7,500. Care if he just won the $1 billion lottery.
Thank you. Brevity truly is the soul of wit. I like a lawyer who's
Huh?
well prepared and laser focused. Mr. Al-Shami, why
should be
would we
ashamed of
accept
yourself.
Payment?
Yes, sir. Because there was additional steps were needed to be taken as a result of delaying payment for a year. And the consequences of that action is to pay consultation to the lawyer, a new motion to the lawyer, drafting the transcript for the court. Additional expenses were added to there. We added to the court, or we uploaded to the court file all the documents that we were forced to pay additional to the from my pocket, additional to the court.
Okay, she didn't pay it in a timely manner is what he's complaining about.
So
Really?
there was
A year.
$923.
A year, though.
Those are the charges from the lawyer and from transcripts fee, which you have it.
Now he wants her to pay all of the fees and court
Mhm.
costs.
And there were other costs, minors, such as court.
Right, I'm going to
fee.
interrupt. This
Thank
is
you.
incredibly reminiscent of the original lawsuit, where there were certain funds, and then there were these a laundry list of add-ons. And notwithstanding what I perceive to be drilling down into too much detail.
Yeah, golf and guns. I
we're
agree.
Again,
And
going to
just
try the
you're done.
same. So
Sounds like he's nickel and diamond at this point.
Mhm.
when did
Maybe I can. Okay, sorry.
Shh.
when was the check first available or payment of funds? What is the earliest that it was ready to go, Mr. Hall?
Yesterday.
August 17th of 2022.
Hey, Ross.
All right.
Where do you come
When
from?
did you
Oh,
pay
no, he's gonna figure out he's in the wrong room in a second. See,
I think you're right.
Mr. El-Shami?
That was maybe April of 2022. I can check it for you if you want.
Well,
It's in,
please, you should do that.
okay.
Okay, so
Looking at it,
he wants her to pay everything,
no,
all the
this is
costs and stuff because it wasn't paid in a
motion
timely
to-
manner.
Mm-hmm.
it just strikes me that there are various ways we can go, because mine is not a 1 or a 0. It's not merely grant or deny. I can enter such orders that are necessary. To make sure that the agreement reached by the parties is in fact followed. Essentially what happened was
Hey, Bigfoot.
Ms. Berry had an interest-free loan, and I appreciate things happen. So I have two ways of thinking about this. We could go through the various expenses, transcript, the retainer.
Wouldn't that be dangerously
Came
close to opening up
after
the case that's
the
already
day
closed and
the
done?
money was apparently available, because there's a prospect consultation fee, and that payment was October 4th, 2022. So that's something I could find to be a consequential damage flowing from the alleged breach of the settlement agreement. I could
Give him $20.
similarly find that the transcript was an unnecessary expense, $490, although I can't tell when it was paid.
Just to get the
based on
transcript
strange
of $500
document attached as Exhibit 1. What I would encourage is for Mr. Hall,
Either way, we're not going to get anything settled right here today.
Mr. El Shami, to just talk and see if you can get this done. My concern, Mr. Hall,
Yeah, I think
is
you're right.
that if I
It's just shit
send the
we're
case
they're
up,
dragging into court for no reason because he wants to be an ass about it.
And he's basically saying,
Post-judgment,
how about you two work this out yourself?
effort for relief and or collection, that's where it will get challenging, because you cannot argue the motion for summary disposition.
Nothing wrong with that. I like it.
Settlement required Ms.
course.
Berry to pay.
By the way,
Mr.
can I take a moment
Mr.
and say rest in peace, Gallagher?
Yeah, I saw that. Gallagher's a goner. Hey, we've got Knox lined up, right? Knox County.
Oh God, yeah. Uh-huh.
Let's jump over to there. I think that I don't think we're gonna get anywhere
So you have
Where?
a full year.
here today.
Yeah. I thought we were going to talk like big money and stuff like that.
non-payment. One
Then they say
year.
75K or 7,500.
Yeah.
It's thinking more, quite a bit more. But I mean, I imagine some of those fees and stuff. If we're talking just a transcript for $500, I can imagine it's a few grand more. But Jesus Christ, let's do this. Let's jump over to.
Let's get out of that before everybody falls asleep.
Yeah. Yeah, well, not all court is super fun.
Well, look at this hottie.
Hey now.
I mean, I had some time on my hands there in that case, so.
Well, that's the thing. He doesn't even have lawyers. Spot on. Teeth. Or how are the teeth on point though? We haven't seen her teeth.
Oh yeah, we have. She's already opened her mouth.
Did I get RR on this?
See,
Absolutely.
where it is.
Is she
Is that
wearing?
your signature?
Yeah.
Get out of the
Alright.
Stone Age. Welcome to Knox County, everybody. This is a beautiful woman.
Do her eyes hurt, or I'm not sure.
I mean, if the drawing is to be believed, she has a
Hey, Ms.
sensitivity to
Shropshire,
light.
you've been charged with drug paraphernalia. That'd be a Class A misdemeanor if convicted. You've been charged with obstructing a highway or other passageway. That'd be a Class A misdemeanor if convicted. And you've been charged with public intoxication. That would be a Class C misdemeanor if convicted. Understand what you're charged with?
Yes.
Gary!
Would you like me to read the allegations?
No, thank you.
Okay. If you can't afford an attorney, I can appoint one. Would you like me to do that?
No, I already have an attorney, Baby Hornet.
Baby Hannah.
She's just for the appointed lawyer.
Not on these cases.
Yes, she is. I already been the arraignment.
Oh,
that's what we're
you
doing.
know
right
more than
now.
us.
But
You've been to
I already
arraignment.
talked with her. I already talked with her video at court.
I'm telling you, she's not appointed on these cases.
Yes, she is.
All right. She's not. And if you can't, I mean,
She's my lawyer.
on other cases. She's not on these cases. If you'd like me to point
She
her
will
out,
be. I would like her to be.
well, then you have to say yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I need to ask you some questions on oath. Make sure you qualify for court-appointed attorney. So you raise your right hand and be sworn in. This is the uniform affidavit of indigency that you filled out of the jail. You
Yes,
swear
she
and
is.
affirm that everything you filled out on these forms, or this form, any testimony.
Don't stop
you
now.
give is
I'm
accurate.
getting excited.
Yes.
Thank you. You have a job,
No.
any property, a house or car that you own,
No.
the other forms of income or of assets.
No.
I also have to ask you some questions related to bond. You live in Knoxville?
Yes.
How long you lived here?
49 years.
You have family here?
Yeah.
Who would that be?
My family.
Yeah, who would that be?
My family. My aunt. My cousins.
Some bitch.
My brothers.
Oh my
And is
God.
there anybody that would vouch for your liability to show up in court?
My family.
Pack Center.
How does a magistrate keep such a? I would be.
He's like Bishop was after working at a strip club for so long. He's
right.
desensitized and nothing affects him. And then there's nothing
Uh-huh.
arousing about being in the strip club anymore. And there's nothing funny about working here at this
Right.
point.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. After a while, for a while though, I'd have to have my head turned that way, pretending I'm looking at a monitor, laughing my ass off.
Okay, I'm gonna set the bond on the 2A misdemeanors at $500 each. So that's a total of $1,000. And then I'm gonna ROR the public intoxication. I'm gonna set these in misdemeanor court on Tuesday. That's November the 15th. So if you're unable to post those bonds, the judge can consider reducing them or releasing you at that time. If you do post them, they'll give you a different court date to go to when you're being released.
Thank you to the camera
Well,
trying
that
to get us a better
was
shot.
As soon as that's done printing, I will look at getting you an attorney.
She's doing something weird with her mouth.
Baby Hornet.
We'll see.
Well, I have to be Baby Hornet.
That's what the internet says.
No weather.
76, I think he was. How would you like to be in a cell with this lady for 2 or 3 days?
I'd be just like her. I'd be so nuts. That's
All right,
the weird thing when you're there with a couple of charges and those are fine and you're OR'd on those, but you got that one.
So it looks like Miss Hornet is appointed to represent you in some other cases.
Told you so.
And I will appoint her to represent you in this as well. I'm going to waive the administrative fee that we normally assess for the appointment of counsel.
A blessing.
Been assessed
Gotta
in a
get it where
pending
you can get
case.
it, no matter what it is.
I don't give a shit.
A lot of people, I'm sure, sitting there right now. Mike, you should make fun of this woman. She has a drug problem. Till she breaks in your house to steal your Samsung radio.
Ms. Hornet's telephone number is 317-4529. Try and get a hold of her prior to your court date, which is going to be on Monday in misdemeanor, Tuesday in misdemeanor court.
Somebody
That's
behind her,
all
like,
for you.
I dare you to go up there and make a face like you just sucked a lemon. I dare you. The women of Knox County calendar coming soon next year, Creed. I'm working on it.
I think that's a great idea. We'll do one for Licking and one for Knox.
I mean, these ladies are.
You know what else would be fun is to somehow. Well, it'd be too hard. I guess we just did face with nothing around it. We could do like, is it Licking or is it Knox?
Mm.
It'd be a fun game.
Why do?
Hey now.
Hi, honey.
I'll be right
Hello.
with you.
Yoo-hoo.
Wrong. Correct, Ella. Divorced since 05 on the Ballinger. Correct, Ella Smith, dead and gone. Currency to Leonard.
I'll be right with you.
Done this before an affidavit. I know, Your Honor. Take your time, sir.
She's in
I'm following
cuffs.
right with you.
It's pretty bad
No,
when
well,
you're
I've
in,
seen
cuffs
him 4 times already.
in jail.
Get organized and better time to call 911. It's quicker than a bag.
Get on the phone.
Janie Paulette Brewer Riggs Ballinger Smith Leonard Moss. Current seizure.
What a, is that her name?
Legal. He is residing walking distance. He's familiar with you guys too. Sweetwater Moss, we have ordered our marriage license. We are waiting and holding, Your Honor.
Officer, I
And-
think I have an issue.
What's that?
Not
I
you,
think-
the officer.
I think you're talking
Oh,
to
the
someone
officer,
else.
I'm
And
sure of that.
Are you there?
Yeah.
So I believe these are the men's forms that I got, not yours. And I believe she just swore to her affidavit. So the one that I just did will have to come back after I get her affidavit.
M and an N, it gets confused a lot. Jamie with an M, there's male and females on that, and also an N.
Part of it
From
anyway.
University of Tennessee to Jefferson County District 45, hired attorney, Your Honor. A lot of my family has paid
Did you-
cash bonds to $1 million
is she
bonds.
spitting bars?
The
I mean, is this
currency, my
like a
name
rap?
has been on government
Hey, I
loans
need
and
I
all
need
other
I need to
places for
talk to
15
the
months.
officer. I need to talk to the
Okay, no
officer.
ID. Oh, excuse me.
The forms that you have, did you get them from fax or from email?
I did. I got them from the
Mic
fax,
drop.
but they've got what looked to be men's names on them, like David. and
She's
Trevor.
getting ready to like. She's gonna turn around and she's
Jason.
gonna like bust a move. You know, just start.
I think I got thrown off because one of them looked like it said Carrie Taylor, but it actually says Darrell Taylor.
Come
earlier.
on.
And then
Yeah.
I couldn't read this one, and I asked her if that was her signature, and she said yes, but it's actually
Grabbing
this
myself.
one.
Yeah.
So that's actually the only one
Touching
I have.
myself.
So I'll need the one I just did to fill one out as well, and I need the one for the rest of the women. So I'll have to get
Nate.
Miss Shropshire back after I get her.
Linda.
Well, not now. No, I can do her. That's the only person I can do.
What are we doing here today?
Okay.
I'm now learning crypto.
It's a holiday. We
Alrighty.
got the B team in here working.
Yes, Your Honor.
Miss Ballinger, you have an attachment that was issued in a
Mhm.
retaliation for past action case for failure to appear. It was issued November 1st of 2022, so
Mhm.
about a week and a
I'm
half
well
ago.
aware.
You have a $1,000 appearance bond pending resolution of this attachment. You understand what's going on?
Prepared to pay. Yes.
Jeez,
I
wow.
have something coming over the fax machine, so don't hang up when we're done here. Officer. And it looks like you are
Fax
already
machine. What year is
represented
this?
by an attorney named Heather Lusso. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Correct.
By the way, what Amber just said up there,
Long-time friend,
I heard
colleague,
that
high school
yesterday.
attorney.
So let me explain something real quick. They did everything like they normally do, and then they went to black. They didn't know that in the magistrate's office, everything was still on and
Oh, wow.
broadcasting. So they said all kinds of stuff. I didn't have time to listen to each and everything, but
Oh,
they are
damn.
just talking and you know, saying things about each other that worked there. And I don't know if they're taking it off there yet, but it should be entered into record.
Oh wow.
She works for the public defender's office.
Yes, she does.
They have the number of the public defender's office, the jail.
He needs a spelling on the correct name of my attorney, please,
It's,
Your Honor.
it's the public defender's office.
Legal aid,
No, it's
Liberty
the public defender's
Street.
office.
Liberty Street.
It is on, their office is on Liberty Street, but it's the public defender's office.
Exactly. I'm trying to help him, but.
She's trying to get a job. She heard there's some lazy people that work there.
Face this way, Miss Fox.
I was doing it back again.
And I'm going to set this in
My
felony
cat goes to
court on
She's very
Tuesday,
limber.
November 15th.
Sounds wonderful to me.
That's all I have for you.
Everything should be correct and paid in the full. And Brandon Wolf out of Nashville will be my hired attorney at council on that date.
Okay.
Am I free to go today?
Yes.
Thank you. OR and transportation.
No, you have a $1,000 bond.
Nope. I'm OR'd. Just letting everybody know. He said OR. He didn't say $1,000. No way at all. Wow. Betting 1,000 so far here.
Yeah, those are two really good ones so far.
Yeah.
It's kind of hoping for something. Yeah, a little dance or something.
Okay. Can I talk to Miss Shropshire for about 30 seconds?
Is that the first lady coming back?
Let's hope.
Stand back in front of the computer again for a second.
Stand by. We're trying to bring her back.
So you swore the wrong affidavit. I've got your real affidavit now. I need just to swear you in again real fast, just to make sure that you swear or affirm that everything, this is the form you filled out of the jail. Do you swear or affirm that everything you filled out on this form is true and correct?
Yes.
Thank you. That's all I needed.
Creed, I don't believe she has an eyeball in that hole.
Oh, I bet you're right.
I just got a really good look at it over here on the other screen, and there's no eye in
What's your
there.
name?
I bet you're right. Yeah.
What's your first name?
Sherry. Sherry.
Sherry. Oh, Sherry. Oh, oh, oh. She seems like a nice lady. She's a little more together than the last two, at least.
Yeah, out of the three, definitely. Yes.
She's come across as a scholar so far.
Yeah. She's got the look of, can you believe that I just endured a couple of days with these two?
Going to eat with them, hanging out. That's right, kids. If you want to keep both of your eyeballs, don't do drugs.
Beams.
Don't forget Florida
Miss
Friday.
Larkin, you've been charged with simple possession or casual exchange. That'd be a Class A misdemeanor. You've also been charged with drug paraphernalia. That would be a Class A misdemeanor. You've been charged with driving on a revoked license. It's charged as a Class B misdemeanor. You've been charged with financial responsibility law violation. That's no proof of insurance upon request. It's a Class C misdemeanor if convicted.
There you go.
You understand what you're charged with? Would you like me to read the allegations?
Yes.
Please.
Okay, so you have already been released on pretrial on these cases. It looks like what is holding you currently is a hold for Sevier County. They're saying that you have something going on.
Hey, Creed, you know that area.
And so if you cannot afford an attorney, I can appoint one. Would you like me to do that?
Yes, sir. I have one. I have John Wood on some of my other cases right now.
I see that. So will you raise your right hand and be sworn in?
Hey, Chris?
This is the uniform affidavit of indigence.
It's not the first time she's worked with a John.
Swear or affirm that
Yeah, I hate when
everything
they
filled out on this
say
form,
no
the testimony you
details.
give is true and accurate.
Yes,
But
sir.
yeah, Florida Friday, and we got a
Yeah,
chase
John.
today, and then don't forget members only for the main channel at
Property,
6
house,
o'clock
or car
East.
you own.
It might be Veterans Day,
The other
but
forms of income or of assets.
working.
No work, and I am shocked to my core.
So can I be released to Sevier County?
Oh, the voice of an angel.
They're giving them an opportunity to come pick you up. Yes.
Just a beautiful voice.
Yeah, Sevier County
How long
is
do they have to do that?
part of like
I
where
don't
Pigeon
answer
Forge
that.
and Gatlinburg in that area.
Huh?
I don't want to answer that. I think they give them 10 days, though.
Okay.
How long they legally have, maybe a different question.
Christ.
Morning.
Texas Tim.
Waking up on the right side of the bed with these beautiful ladies this morning.
I do see that you are represented by John Wood in another case, and I will appoint Mr. Wood to represent you in this case as well.
Mr. Wood's excited about
I'm going
that.
to waive the administrative fee that we normally assess for the appointment of counsel because it's already
think
been
it-
assessed in a pending case.
It's automatic. She keeps moving. That's
Mr.
why.
Wood's telephone number
She can't sit
is
still.
675-4830. Try and get a hold of him prior to your court date. Which
If that was my office, I think
there's a
right
couple
beside me.
options.
I
I
would
can
put
set
that.
it in court on Tuesday, and they can decide what to do going from there. But you can't have a hearing that day. If you want a hearing, I got to set it out for 30 days. And if you're stuck in Sevier County, there's a possibility that you get a failure to appear. There's also a possibility on Tuesday, though. But you want to let the attorneys get together on Tuesday, or you just want to go ahead and set it for a hearing out 30 days?
She don't know.
She just wants to go to the biker bar and have a drink at 9
I mean,
a.m.
well,
Your
Sevier
Honor.
County's got to come get me, right?
I don't know if they have. I mean,
Yeah, but if you
they're
see
saying they're
Saturday-
going to come get you.
She's trying to get a free ride to Sevier County. Is that it?
I don't know. I'll let my lawyer decide setting on that. I'll let him decide.
He's not here.
Tuesday.
Okay. I'll set it for Tuesday then, November 15th. And
She's not
I'm
going
saying this-
anywhere. I mean, she's on claim. She's been claimed.
it might get switched to DUI court, though. Matter of fact, no, I'm going to set it in misdemeanor court for now. If the clerk tells me it's got to go to DUI, they'll tell me.
One of them you can see things, and the other you can watch an old man drive around for 4 hours.
Because your license was revoked for DUI.
Oh.
It's not a legal reason it's in one court or the other. It's just sort of local custom. So I think it goes to misdemeanor, but I could be wrong on that.
Did we miss some boobs the other day, Amber?
But that's all I have for you.
Can't believe I missed that. She had very dark hair.
Little sprinkles and little pieces of wind here and there for us. That's it.
It's windy.
Zoe Henry.
Hey now, young
Speaking of
girl.
Boobs.
Good.
What's your
Thank you
name?
for fixing them for us, huh?
Zoe Henry.
Hell yeah, God, Roger. That's the best time to drink early morning. The real pros are out.
Yeah, she's getting a free ride. This girl's in here learning from some of the pros, man. Some of the stuff these people in here right now can tell this young girl. She'll be a top earner before you know it.
But is that like a hybrid between the two?
Any guesses on what she did? She's pretty young, Creed. I'm gonna say domestic violence.
Ooh.
Miss Henry, you've been charged as a fugitive from justice, which means that another state has indicated that they have a warrant for your arrest and that they would like us to hold you so that they come pick you up on that warrant. And specifically, that state is Georgia, and they say that they have a warrant for fleeing.
It is.
What you doing,
And
Georgia?
bond is to be set, if at all, on this by a sessions judge. So for now, it's just denied effectively unless they set it. So you won't be able to bond out. Then you've also been charged with driving on a suspended license. That would be a Class B misdemeanor if convicted. And I'm just going to go ahead and ROR you on that one. So that one won't hold you in jail. It'll just be the FFJ. You understand what's going on?
Yeah.
Would you like me to read the allegations? On
Yes.
the
Please.
driving on
And
suspended?
Geoff says yes.
Say it.
Yes.
Ah, that's my girl.
says this incident occurred on or about Thursday, November 10th, 2022 at 6:51 p.m. at 1700 Edgewood Avenue. The defendant was driving a motor vehicle westbound on Edgewood Avenue near Dempster. The defendant was stopped and issued city citation number E140127 for speeding, 42 miles per hour in a 25 mile per hour zone. NCIC showed that the defendant had a suspended driver's license, suspended on October 14, 2021 for failure to file insurance. NCIC also showed the defendant had an extraditable warrant out of Catoosa County, Georgia, warrant number W222229. Charges were fleeing, speeding, failure to drive within lane line, driving on a suspended license, and reckless driving. This occurred in Knox County, Tennessee. A citation was not issued because of the outstanding warrant. All right, if you cannot afford an attorney, I can appoint one for you. Would you like me to do that?
Yes.
Yeah, I need to ask you some questions on oath to make sure you qualify. So you raise your right hand and be sworn in.
She looks
This is
really
the
young.
uniform affidavit of indigency that you filled out of jail. You swear or affirm that everything you filled out on this form and testimony you give is true and accurate.
Yes.
Thank you.
You think
You
she
have a
knows what
job?
those Roman numerals are on her
Yes.
arm?
Who do you work for?
An agency called SEI Sitters,
How much do you make
14.
an hour?
Yeah.
Any property, house or car that you own?
No.
Any other forms of income or of assets?
Sorry, what was that?
Any other forms of income or of assets?
Oh, no. No.
So I'm showing that you are represented by the public defender in another case. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Name Preston Pierce.
Yeah.
All her problems come from driving and not having insurance and speeding.
Yeah.
All righty. I'm going to appoint the district public defender to represent you in this case as well. I'm going to waive the administrative fee that's normally assessed for the appointment of counsel. That needs to be paid in general session court clerk's office. I'm sorry.
Hey, Diamond
I'm
Grub.
waiving it. It doesn't need to be paid.
Griggsy?
And I'm going to set this in felony court. You don't have any felonies. It's just because of that fugitive from justice. Felony court on Tuesday,
thought they
November
said that.
15th.
That's scary.
That's all I have for you.
I know the last word was sitter, so I'm guessing that's what it is. Maybe. She's been hired because the kids love her
It's
boots.
it's the public defender.
Well, I'm just trying to find it.
It's the public defender is the name of the attorney.
Name of the attorney's public defender. Good name.
All right.
What's your name?
Heather Weaver.
This woman scares me. I'll BRB.
I'm trying to figure out what the hell is on her arm. What is that? What'd you do to your arm, honey?
What's your name?
Heather Weaver.
Heather what?
Weaver.
Oh. All these ladies wear red here. Hey, Donna's here. What's up, Donna? Yeah, I mean, she's a fugitive from justice, the last girl.
Okay, Ms. Weaver, you have been charged with theft of merchandise.
Oh, no, not the
You'll be a
Walmart.
Class A misdemeanor if convicted is charged. You're being released on pre-trial for this, with the condition of that release, once you are released, that you stay out of Food City stores.
Food
You understand
City.
what's going on? Would you like me to read the allegations?
Yes. Thank you.
Says this incident occurred on or about Friday, February 12th, 2021 at 1:30 p.m. at 1950 Western Avenue, Knoxville, Tennessee, Food City. Defendant and co-defendant Joshua Weaver did enter the Food City grocery store. Defendant and co-defendant approached the meat display case and selected $6 worth of steaks. Defendant and co-defendant walked down aisle 2 where the defendant concealed the steaks in a beige bag that she was carrying. Defendant and co-defendant then passed all points of sale and exited the store without paying for the merchandise. Neither defendant nor co-defendant have permission to remove the items from the store without paying for them, thus depriving the victim of its use and value. Defendant and co-defendant then fled the parking lot in a white Honda Civic bearing Tennessee tag 8M63X8. Tony Cox is an employee of Food City and represents the business as the financial victim. This occurred in Knox County, Tennessee.
It didn't
All
seem
right,
like
if you cannot afford an attorney, I can appoint
Did he say
one. Would you like me to do
$6
that?
worth of steaks?
Can I
$6.
ask you some questions on oath? Make sure you qualify. So you raise your right hand and be sworn in. I need you to raise your right hand and be sworn in. Can you say something like loud?
Something.
Okay, thank you. I couldn't hear anything. All
Come
right, this is
closer.
the uniform affidavit of indigency that you filled out of the jail. You swear or affirm that everything you filled out on this form, any testimony you give is true and accurate.
Yes.
Thank you.
$6
You have a
worth of
job?
steak.
Yeah.
Did you say yes?
No, I don't have a job.
Any
She said, if
property,
I
a
did,
house
I
or
wouldn't be
car
selling
shown?
steaks that they're this
I
big.
have a car.
What kind of car?
It's a 2004 Nissan.
Nice.
Nissan
Real
what?
nice.
Maxima.
What do you think it's worth?
I paid $1,000 for it.
You owe anything
So-
on it?
It's worth 200. She paid $1,000 for it.
Any other forms of income or of assets?
Reading the
No.
charges are the best. She did the boogie,
Yeah, I'm going
the
to appoint
tube
the
stick
district public
boogie.
defender to represent you. There is a $50 fee for the appointment of counsel. That needs to be paid in general session court clerk's office on or before November 25th. If you are unable to pay by that time, they'll add your court costs at the conclusion of the case. They have the number of the public defender's office at jail. Try and get a hold of them prior to your court date. And so, same thing. It looks like you have a hold for Loudoun County that's holding you. Do you want me to set this for Tuesday so that the attorneys can talk, or you want me to go ahead and set it for hearing?
Whatever you think
$6 worth of
best.
steak.
I'm not sure.
I'll go ahead and set it for Tuesday.
You can't even get a box of steakums for $6. So
In
I know the
misdemeanor
steak
court.
had to be like this big.
And that's all I have for you.
How much was the bond on that yard?
There is no bond. She's released on free trial.
She did it all for the meat, guys. I mean, she's on that keto. She needed it. Obviously, she's indigent. Oh, here comes another young lady.
Their name is.
What's your name?
Amy Cash.
She said Cash. Johnny's daughter falling on hard times. Mrs. Cash, don't forget, do us a favor, like this video. 165 of you here. Good to see everybody. That's how you know there's not much court to watch today. Yeah, she's stealing $6 worth of steak.
Okay,
I didn't
Ms.
even know-
Cash, you've been charged with identity theft. That would be a Class D felony if convicted. You have been charged with simple possession or casual exchange. That'd be a Class A misdemeanor if convicted. And you've been charged with not wearing a seatbelt. That'd be a Class C misdemeanor if convicted. You understand what you're charged with?
Yes.
Hey,
Would you like me to read the allegations?
it was on sale.
Okay.
I don't know.
All
Read
right, I
'em.
will then. It says this incident occurred on or about Thursday, November 10th, 2022 at Old Rutledge Pike, approaching the intersection of Rising Road. Your affiant was conducting traffic patrol on Old Rutledge Pike. Your affiant observed a green Dodge Dakota tag display Tennessee 337 BJKS. Affiant's the officer that swore out the warrant, by the way. Traveling on Old Rutledge Pike, approaching the intersection of Rising Road. Driver and passenger was not wearing a seatbelt while the vehicle was in motion. Your affiant made a traffic stop on the listed vehicle on Rising Road at Asrock Road. Your affiant came into contact with the occupants of the vehicle. The passenger identified herself as Candace, I think it's Parrott. Might be Perot, though. Date of birth, August 28th, 1986, and social security number. An NCIC check was conducted on both occupants.
This girl tried to say her birthday was 1986. Really?
Perfect. I would have. I mean, if I was really like falling down drunk, I may have.
Maybe 56. But if you're going to pick somebody's identity to steal and pretend to be somebody, don't pick somebody who's born in 1986.
By the way, right now at Food Lion, the Philly steak version, it's 14 of the steakums.
Yeah, you can't even get steakums.
$4 right now. But you're
Very
right.
greasy. Very
Oh,
greasy.
it's bad. Tasteless. It really
The
is.
passenger had a warrant on file at Knox County Jail in regards to theft of property. The passenger was placed into handcuffs. After the defendant was in custody, a search of her person was conducted. Inside her waistband, Trooper Tucker with THP located a small baggie containing 7 dosage units of suspected gabapentin. She was placed in the backseat of my patrol unit. After giving the driver a citation, she advised me that her true identity was Amy Cash, date of birth April 26, 1966. Picture of Amy was identified and sent to my email by dispatch. She was charged with criminal impersonation, Schedule 5, and seatbelt. She was transported to Knox County Jail without further incident. This occurred in Knox County, Tennessee. All righty, there's some rights I need to go over. The first is that you have the right to remain silent. No one can force you to.
Whoa, what happened?
I don't know. Your thing is completely gone.
Yeah, it cut off.
While you do that, we'll jump over here where they're live today too.
That is crazy, and it's already back up.
Capsules with a purple powder.
That is weird.
Possession of less than an ounce of marijuana, that charges a misdemeanor. 21.5 grams. 2 individual packs of cannabis flower in a black book bag in the floorboard behind the driver's seat.
Kathy.
And transactions in drug-related objects in relation to a scale.
We'll watch this and we'll jump back to Knox.
Yeah, I got it paused.
Individual Ziploc bags hidden in a scent-proof bag within the vehicle. Counsel, what would you like to offer on behalf of your client?
Cannabis flower.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Small is 34 years old. While he is originally from Florida, he has been in the Georgia area for the last 2 or 3 months getting medical treatment. He was actually shot 5 times recently. He's had to have multiple surgeries, broken ribs. He had a broken pelvis, and he's on medication currently and is supposed to continue to seek treatment that he's just frankly not going to get the kind of treatment he needs in the jail right now. So he would need to get out for that. He only had 2 of the bullets removed, so he still has 3 bullets still in his body right now, Your Honor. But he would
going
be
through
in
a
the
metal
Georgia
detector
area with his aunt. She lives in Decatur, so he would go live with her upon release. He does have 2 children, a 3-year-old and a 9-year-old. One of them does live in Georgia, and the other one is still back in Florida. Before being arrested and before he was injured, he was working in construction for the last 2 or 3 years. He got his high school diploma in 1998. He did go to high school in Florida.
Florida Friday today, and we got a chase.
Right now, he does not have a ton of money to put up. Looking at his criminal history, it looks like his last conviction was in 2014, and he only has 1 Georgia case from 2011. So he has been out of trouble for quite a while.
How did they take those bullets out, all of them at one time?
Amount of charges we have here, he understands the severity. He does deny the allegations as listed in the warrants right now, but we would be asking for something not too far off from what the state is, I believe, asking for, but the amount of $10,000 would be about how much he and his family can afford.
Is he Iron Man? Is that why we didn't take those bullets?
He has 1 cycle out of the state of Georgia. That's the 2011 DeKalb County burglary conviction.
Only 1
out
cycle?
Of the state of Florida, there are 21 cycles, but out of the past 10 years, I only saw a conviction for a 2014 felony fleeing and eluding possession of heroin with intent to distribute and drug-related objects. The concern, Your Honor, is that this is a lot of drugs. And with his prior conviction out of the state of Florida for possession of heroin with intent to distribute, it does appear that this could potentially be some kind of a sale situation. So we are recommending a $15,000 bond, Your Honor. I did not recommend the condition of do not possess any firearms, since he's already a convicted felon and is not supposed to have a firearm in the first place.
Cocaine.
All right. I'll do the $15,000 bond.
Oh, nice.
It is going to be $2,000 per count on the first 5 warrants and $1,000 per count on the last 5 warrants. So the 2000s are theft by receiving.
You guys are wrong.
Possession of a firearm by a convicted felon.
Amish judges always start earlier.
The replacement judge, yeah. He's in between, games, video games. He's got going on the World of Warcraft.
Possession of a machine gun.
Wow, he calls it a machine gun.
I think he's yelling about something.
It wasn't a machine gun.
Firearm during commission of a felony.
The jailer's in a beautiful church right now. Oh Lord, it's hot in here.
Usually cold in those places.
It's like going somewhere with my wife.
Possession of methamphetamine.
My God, are you sure 15K is enough on this?
Can I get my gun back? I'm trying to figure out why we're going so low. I mean, he's just rattling off all these things.
Oh, then Corey's up there trying to get 10K, right?
Mm-hmm.
I still have to save everything individually for each of these. I've done 6 of the 10, so give me a few more minutes.
6 of the 10 charges.
Same here in dark, and he's walking away. They're not even done. Where are you going?
He said, send me a note. Let me know what happens.
Kind of weird.
Yeah, he said, I'm done. Maybe he's got to poop real bad.
Maybe. Don't need that happening on the floor. This judge is slow. Well, it's a lot of charges, though, and I think he already said 15K, so he might be retracting that. At least he should, I think.
I mean, she's basically saying he's got huge amounts of drugs he's selling. It might be a tip-off, perhaps. A lot of replacement players today.
Rightfully so. I mean, it's a pretty big holiday.
It's a replacement sap down there. See? Resemblance?
As soon as I start telling you about Florida Friday today on We Gotta Chase, he's going to start talking. Nope, I guess not.
He's got number time, Daddy. Number time. If you're new here, we do all kinds of stuff. Court chases and beautiful collectible courtroom art.
Plus, we like to give you something to do on boring, rainy, dark Friday nights. XXX18.online, baby.
All right. I think we are all set on all 10 of the small charges. So that'll take us to number 11. Is that correct?
Is he going to change it?
Number 6, Mr. Greenhill. There's nobody else in here with him.
All right.
Ain't done talking. We need to get back in here.
Hey, Nitro, welcome.
What's going on?
Counsel, do you waive a formal reading of the warrants as well as the charges themselves?
Yes.
I do. He's read I've read him the warrants, so he's aware of what the allegations are.
The hell's a vert girl?
Mr.
Them
Green,
girls that are upside down, Creed.
that felony warrant that you discussed with your attorney under 22W015499 with an offense date range between May 2nd, 2022 and August 29th, 2022. Ms. Henris, what would you like to offer on your client's behalf?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Greenhill is 63 years old, and as it is Veterans Day, I would point out that he is a veteran himself.
Oh!
He was in the Army for 3.5
Good play.
years.
Good play.
Nice.
He has no criminal history whatsoever, but he does have a hold out of Cobb County for, I'm assuming, what is related to this charge that's mentioned in the warrants, but I'm not sure of that. But there is a hold still on for him, so he wouldn't get out immediately if released. He lives in the Ackworth area with his wife, where he has been for the last 2 years. He's only been in Georgia for 2 years. He's originally from Indiana, but they have moved around. I would assume some from being in the Army.
Yeah, well
and
played.
Then, just on his own. He does have 2 children. They are both grown, 26 years old and 21 years old. However, I would mention that the named victim is a grandchild. He has no reason to be around her right now. He has been away from her for a few months now, so he's okay with a no contact. I just wanted to point that out for your honor. He is disabled and retired. Before that, he was working on the railroad as a train operator, but he has
You know a whole bunch of
retired
string.
from that. He graduated from high school in 1977. He does have some health issues, degenerative disc disease, and some issues with the sciatic nerve.
My God, let him out.
Given his age, his ties to the community, and his lack of criminal history, as well as that hold he will have to go handle, we'd be asking for something low around a $5,000 bond. And then he would obviously be okay with a no contact condition.
I'm worried about the thing about the granddaughter. That's what's concerning me. I don't know what that is.
And
Your Honor, he doesn't have a
Daryl's
criminal
on it, I think.
history, as Ms. Henry said. This is a
Top
charge for
Raymond.
child molestation, Your Honor. It's a very serious charge.
Oh, wait a minute.
Typically, I'd recommend no bond on this case.
I
but
recant my
since this is
statement.
not the
Oh, thanks. You left me here to deal with this. I'm going back to Knox County. I mean, you
Yeah,
can
but you
watch.
for it to be disclosed.
You didn't say to let him out, though. I did. Let's go back to Knox County, where I think she's waving. She wants it. She's looking. Hey, we're here. Ready.
She's got a question, Creed.
Affidavit of indigency that you filled out of jail. You swear or affirm that everything you filled out on this form and testimony you give is true and accurate.
Court martial him.
You have a job,
Yes, sir. It's coming.
any property, a house or car that you own,
No,
any other forms of income or of assets.
no,
You live in Knoxville.
She don't even own teeth.
yes.
Do you think
Oh, you
she
live
owns
here.
anything else?
I'm alive.
You have family here.
Yes.
Who would that be?
And it's Barry's my daughter and my brother, Stephen Cash.
Okay. And is there anybody that would vouch for your liability to show up in court?
They what now? That's for my liability.
Is there anybody that would vouch for your reliability?
Oh, liability. She thought.
Show up in court, that's for my liability. Show up in court like.
Correct. Yes, exactly.
Is he turning on
But
the
I got it, officer. I got
transcription?
it. I got it.
Yes, I got you. Yes, yes. I just woke up. I'm sorry. I was asleep.
Basically, they would say that you're responsible and that you're coming to court.
Oh, yes, I'm very responsible. Yeah, my brother Stephen Wood, my daughter Will. Yes. I'm very responsible.
need to
Show up
see
go to
this, he
court.
said.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna set the bond on the identity theft at $1,000 and on the simple possession or casual exchange at $500, and I'm gonna ROR the seatbelt violation alleged. So that's $1,500 total. I'm gonna set this in felony court on Tuesday, November 15th for a bond review. So if you are unable to post these bonds, the judge can consider reducing them at that time. If you do post them, they'll give you a different court date to go to when you're being released. Go to that one instead. And as soon as that's done printing out, I'll get you an attorney.
Very smart, because I was having trouble understanding Mrs. Boomhauer and myself.
Poor lady.
I like that she tried to pretend to be born in 86 and she was born in 66. That's
That's a far stretch.
So it looks like you were most recently represented by David Poss.
Yes, sir.
the
I will
comedian.
appoint Mr. Poss to represent you in this as well.
Hey,
There is a $50
Oh, Parks.
fee
I thought they
to
said
appoint
David
a
Cross.
counsel. That needs to be paid in General Session Court Clerk's Office on or before November the 25th. If you are unable to pay by that time, it will add to your court costs at the conclusion of the case. They have the number to, actually, Mr. Poss's telephone number is 584-4416. Try and get a hold of him prior to your court date, which will be on Tuesday in felony court.
Feel free to prank call him if you like.
I'm staying in jail until the interim board lays it. Yeah, okay, I got
You
you.
have a bond. You don't have to stay in jail. but if you don't post the bond, you will.
I like what it transcribed. What she says. It says, "Don't stay in jail till dinner." While his, okay, gotcha.
Okay. That's easy, I'm on glass. You got that number down for me?
Thank you, Mikey Mike. You got a radio show now?
Producing, it looks that way. He's a radio show. Mikey space Mike space radio show.
We done?
Space. Bring that young girl back.
There we go.
He's going to switch us to. I think we jumped to the men.
Well, I'll tell you what. While you do that, let's see what's happening over here that Mikey Mike said.
Now
we'll go back to
you
Knox.
were charged with evading arrest or detention, which is a Class A misdemeanor. You're charged also with criminal mischief.
Chris Farley, attorney at law.
You're charged with burglary of a vehicle.
Was court reporter just out picking up
Class
trash on
A.
the side of the road just a few minutes ago?
And you're
It's
charged with theft
big
of
hunting day, Creed.
$2,500 or more.
Where are
less
you
than
stealing from?
$30,000, which is state jail felony. Have you received a copy of the indictment and charges against you, as well as the misdemeanor?
Hag, thank you for the 20.
Hank the Tank taking them all out this weekend.
Now, the penalty range for theft of property is by confinement in state jail for not less than 180 days, no more than 2 years. And in addition, may carry with it a fine not to exceed $10,000. On each of the misdemeanor cases, the penalty range is up to 1 year in jail and or a fine not to exceed $4,000. So if you're found guilty, your punishment will be assessed within that range. Do you understand?
Sure.
The state is recommending on the felony case, the theft case, that you have 5 years for community supervision, $500 fine, 50 hours of community service, no direct communication.
We've run on a bunch and you can't see the comments from even.
And no entry into Walmart.
No, no.
You take
Walmart.
anti-theft course and corrective thinking course. Is that what you agreed to?
Yes, Your Honor.
And on the misdemeanor cases, they're recommending 30 days in jail.
Yeah, no, he's passed out for sure.
50 days back time credit.
For sure.
Is that what you agreed to?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that's on each of those cases. Now, I'll tell you, I don't have to follow the recommendation made by the state. But if I don't, you can withdraw your plea of guilty and enter a plea of not guilty. If I do follow the recommendation, you have no right to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you received a copy of the trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes.
If you were not, pleading guilty could result in your being deported, not being allowed back into the country, and denied the opportunity to apply for citizenship in the future. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Bradley's
You've been
just
found
that.
to be incompetent by
Look at
court.
Bradley.
You
He's just
understand
glad to
your
be
right
out of the van down by the river.
Get right, this is your trial now.
Got all cleaned up.
Yes, Your Honor.
With all these things explained to you, do you still wish to waive your right to a jury trial and enter a plea of guilty in each of these 4 cases?
Oh, the snort, no, fake snort.
Court finds that the plea is knowingly and voluntarily made in each case. State may proceed.
State offers State's Exhibit 1, the plea agreement, judicial confession, and trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal. And the state offers State's Exhibit 2, the discovery log. These are for all 4 cases.
No objection, Your Honor.
Admitted.
Rest and close.
Rest and close.
I find that you are competent to stand trial. I find that on each of the misdemeanor cases, I find you guilty and assess this punishment as recommended at 30 days confinement in the county jail. You're given credit for 50 days already served in each case. On the felony case, on the theft case, court finds that the evidence substantiates a finding of guilt. I'm going to defer making that finding, place you on probation for a period of 5 years. require that you follow all the conditions of probation that you're given. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good luck to you.
So in other words, stop stealing. Man, isn't it funny how many of these that we go to, how low key and slower, even though there's a lot of slow when we're talking about something like Knox County, I get that it's but it's such a different world. Such a
It really
different world
is.
than this stuff.
I mean, here we are. Look, packed house there in the back, Creed. Everybody's standing out the door, excited.
But 102, where'd that?
He's laying down.
I think he had more than he had a felony charge also.
Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff going on. That young feller got his hand on everything.
And Mr. Booker, you've been charged with the manufacture, delivery, sale, or possession with intent to manufacture, deliver, or sell a Schedule 6 controlled substance, and a Schedule 1 controlled substance, and a Schedule 5 controlled substance. And the Schedule 6 case will be a Class E felony if convicted, and the Schedule 1 case would be a Class B felony if convicted, and the Schedule 5 case would be a Class E felony as well. Also, you've been charged with possession of a firearm with intent to go armed or the commission of a dangerous felony. That would be a Class D felony if convicted, and you've been charged with possession of a weapon by a convicted felon.
This should be a big one, right?
Conviction of a drug offense is
I would
charged
think
with
so.
Class C felony if convicted, and you've been charged with drug paraphernalia. That'd be a Class A misdemeanor if convicted. You understand what you're charged with?
Yeah, I understand.
Would you like me to read the allegations?
Yeah.
Says this incident occurred on or about Thursday, November 10th, 2022 at 11:44 p.m. at 317. It says NJ Cedar Bluff. It's probably North Cedar Bluff Road. On Thursday, November 10th, 2022 at approximately 11:44 p.m., the Knox County Sheriff's Office and the Organized Retail Crime Unit executed a narcotics-related search warrant at the Oyo Hotel, room 112. Upon entry,
The Players Club
with a black backpack containing approximately $97,265 in U.S. currency, with individually packaged marijuana in the bag. There was also a white trash bag containing approximately 4.1 pounds of suspected marijuana located next to the cash. Located in a cardboard box in the corner of the room, suspected marijuana weighing approximately 2.5 pounds. Additionally, there was loose marijuana located in another backpack, as well as on the bed. Located in the refrigerator was 2 pints of promethazine and 5 mushroom bars.
Hot damn.
There were functional digital scales.
He was ready to party.
With unused baggies located by the TV stand and on the TV stand. The overall approximate weight of marijuana located in the room is 9.1 pounds.
Good gracious.
On the second shelf between the two beds in plain view was a loaded Glock 27, value $500, which according to leads is reported stolen.
Remember when Bishop
through the
interviewed
Knoxville
Tech
Police
9?
Department. Furthermore, the room is being rented by Joshua Eskridge per the receipt. Also, Valdez Goins, Jason Booker, and Mr. Eskridge all stated they were staying in another room at the Oyo, but left the room and rented another.
He rented
All
a
three
room
stated
just
they
for
were
his
living
drugs.
together, and a witness on scene, Cornelia Norris, stated she roomed next door to all three arrestees who were staying in room 112. Further, Mr. Booker is a convicted felon for Schedule 6, which prohibits him from possessing a firearm. This occurred in Knox County, Tennessee. All right, yes, so what I say already first is that you have the right to remain silent. No one can force you to make any statements. Any that you make voluntarily can be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, I can appoint one for you. And you have the right to a preliminary hearing, that is a probable cause hearing, where the judge will hear the evidence against you and decide whether this case is strong enough to be bound over the grand jury for further prosecution. You understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Would you like me to appoint an attorney?
Can you call Julia B. Newton? That's my lawyer.
That's your
No.
hiring attorney?
But you can call him.
You'd have to call her.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
So are you going to hire her for this?
Yeah, I just got to find a way like to get her phone number in here, but yeah.
Okay.
I can get it though.
Got
All right,
that
well,
paper.
I need to ask you some questions on oath, make sure you qualify. or excuse me, not qualified, to make sure that to set your bond. So you raise your right hand, be sworn in. You swear or affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but truth.
Yes, sir.
You have a job?
Yes, sir.
Where do you work?
Accuracy Boxing Company.
How much do
Do
you
you?
make?
15 an hour, 700 a week.
A property, a house, or a car that you own?
No, sir.
The other forms of income or of assets?
Excuse me.
The other forms of income or assets?
I don't think so.
Let's
You live in
go,
Knoxville?
baby.
Yes, sir.
How long you lived here?
All my life.
You have family here?
Yes, sir. Mom, dad, sister, brother.
And is there anybody that would vouch for your liability to show up in court?
Yes.
Who would that be?
My mother, Angela Booker.
Maybe it was just like a party. Got out of hand. Next thing you know, somebody's got 6 pounds of weed there, and you got to rent a
Everything
room.
else.
Yes, anything and everything you want.
Multiple scales.
Hey, yeah, beautiful hair.
I'm glad that he's still holding his hand up.
He's showing he's honest. Honest engine. Maybe he's part of the Dark Order. So Moms is going to tell us you'll show up. That's good. That's it's going to be a big one, especially with that possession of a firearm by a felon.
Yeah, that's he's pretty screwed.
Any chance it's less than 20,000?
It's got to be at least that, right? Maybe if it was just the pot, but you're talking a lot of other things. But
over under would be 20 grand. I'm guessing that's where I'm gonna set the bar.
I would feel more comfortable around 50K.
That's a big one.
Well, that's a possession of a stolen pew pew. That's what really bumps it up for me, anyway.
His hand's getting tired, by the way, in case somebody's wondering.
Yeah, he's almost got it done, but no, going back. I mean, that'd be more in line with what I would think, but I just know that, no, plays out differently.
That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking over under is 20.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I mean, listen, the drugs are. He had more than just pot, right? I heard that right.
Yeah, some sort of shroom and some sort of liquid. I'm guessing it wasn't Slim Fast.
And
Should
also,
be 50, yes.
But
But
I'm
I'm
going to set
saying
the bond on the 2E felonies. That's the Schedule 5 and the Schedule 6 at $2,500 each.
that's
And I'm
fine.
going to set it on the B felony at $30,000. And then on the
40
possession of the firearm with intent to go armed at $2,500. That's a D felony. And then on the possession of the weapon by convicted felon, I'm set it at $3,000.
50.
And then R1. Now, yeah, I'm not sure exactly how much that is. It's 5,000.
Just over 50K.
6,008.
It's a sum.
It's like 3,500 is the total. And I'm gonna set this in felony court on
So 40,000
Tuesday. That's November 15th for a bond review. So if you're unable to post those bonds, the judge can consider reducing them.
I don't think he
At
did
that
that math
time,
right.
If you do post them, they'll give you a different court date to go to when you're being released. Go to that one instead. And as soon as that's done, actually, I think that's it.
Questioning
That's all
his
we
math
have.
skills, Creed?
I am.
I'm good.
Because he said 30K for the one. It was 222.5, so that's 35. Yeah, no, I mean, listen, anything like that 10, I mean,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
we've seen so many times where it's like, oh, okay, 10K bond.
Yeah. I like that one. That was pretty good. And that didn't face him at all, by the way. He's like, oh, that's it? Okay. No biggie.
Well, his eyes when the 30K came up, his face changed a little bit there for just a second. Oh, he's talking to his buddy up there.
He's asking if he can borrow $40,000.
Yeah.
Got 40,000 on you? Yeah, that was a surprise.
Be right with you.
No
Just
problem.
take a few
your
minutes
time.
to
It's a holiday.
fill out.
He's going to be late for lunch. Wonder what they're having for lunch today.
Happy birthday!
I'm guessing bologna with no condiments, just on white bread, open faced.
I had no idea it was Alan Shannon's birthday. Thank you, Baby Talk. Oh, yeah. If you don't know, this is Knox County. Yeah, this is where the mayor, right here, Glenn Jacobs, rules with an iron fist of justice. Yeah, he went over just to talk to that guy and went somewhere else.
Ugh.
In our jail system for a while, our sheriff back in the day, on Sundays, he would make sure everybody got
What's your
biscuits
name?
and gravy for breakfast.
What a nice guy. Mikey, we got a good crowd. You want to hang out for a little bit, or?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's let it ride.
All right, give me a second. I can grab a Mountain Dew and check the traffic real quick. We'll hang out for a little bit. We got a little left on old Knox, right? Got a few more?
Yeah.
All right. I'll be right.
What's wrong with his ear? Is his ear bleeding?
Okay, Mr. Taylor, you've been charged with drug paraphernalia. That'd be a Class A misdemeanor. And you've been charged with criminal trespass. That would be a Class C misdemeanor. You understand what you're charged with?
Yes, sir.
Would you like me to read the allegations?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Okay, if you cannot afford an attorney, I can appoint one. Would you like me to do that?
Yes.
Yeah, I need to ask you some questions on oath, make sure you qualify, as well as to set your bond. So you raise your right hand and be sworn in. This is the uniform affidavit of indigency that you filled out of the jail. You swear or affirm that everything you filled out on this form, any testimony you give is true and accurate.
That's my best ability, yeah.
Thank you. Do you have a job?
No.
Any property, house, or car that you own?
But I mean, not to my knowledge, verified.
Not to my knowledge, am I owning any
You have forms of
homes?
income or of assets?
No.
You live in Knoxville?
Yes.
How long you lived here?
A year.
You have family here?
A year?
No.
And is there anybody that would vouch for your liability to show up in court?
Nope. He doesn't have any family.
I don't like to you.
I will
I'll
look.
be there. I ain't missing it.
Vinny, I don't know. I have to look. I don't know what it is yet. I watch so many chases now. Good Lord. So many. I think we shouldn't wash the jumpers.
Okay,
Make everybody
I'm
wear
gonna
the
set
same
the
dirty
bond
ones
on the
over and over.
trespass at 250, and then I'm gonna set it on the drug paraphernalia at 500, so that's 750 total. I'm gonna
That's
set
not bad.
these in court on Tuesday. That's November
75
15th.
bones.
So that
to
if
get
you were
out.
unable to post those bonds, the judge can consider reducing them at that time. If you do post them, they'll give you a different court date to go to when you're being released. Go to that one instead.
Is that prisoner running away from home back there? He's got like a
And
sack.
then let's see what I can do for an attorney.
Okay.
It looks like you are currently represented by the District Public Defender's Office. And I will appoint them to represent you in this case as well. They have a number of the Public Defender's Office to jail. Try and get a hold of them prior to your court date. which is going to be on Tuesday, and I'm going to waive the administrative fee that we normally assess for the appointment of counsel.
I mean,
That's all for me.
$75 to get out. Will he pull it off? That's the question. In Amarillo, those are some of the worst clothing they give them, and it's all mismatch. None of it is, for any reason other than it's been there for a very, very long time. If you haven't watched Amarillo yet, it's hard to catch because they don't save them. But if you can, it's worth the watch for sure.
That's the Goon Squad. You want me to see that?
Uh-oh. Badass.
Goon Squad.
About to fight somebody. Look at that. He's all swole up. They put it in the paper that he did it. This guy was sheriff for like 30 years.
Sir.
What'd you say?
Trevor Cullum. Cullum, Cullom.
Gotcha.
I need to move back.
Pass. Oh, are we going to go into 102? No, never mind. Thought we were opening 102. This guy taking his time.
Mr. Cullum, you have been charged with 2 counts of simple possession of casual exchange. That'd be a Class A misdemeanor if convicted. You've also been charged with simple possession or casual exchange of meth, amphetamine. That'd be a Class A misdemeanor if convicted. So it's 3 A misdemeanors. Simple possession of various controlled substances, what they're accusing you of. You understand what you're charged with?
I'm sure I know I was on a violation of probation. One of them, some of them charges, I don't know what I'm in here for right now because
I just.
Let's read them, shall we?
Now I know some of my charges is what I was on probation for. I do have an open VOP.
That might be true. That's in a different court. These are new charges. There are 3 counts of simple possession.
Oh, okay.
Would you like me to read the allegations?
Yes, sir.
It says this incident occurred on or about Thursday, November 10th, 2022 at 10:38 p.m. at 317 North Cedar Bluff. On that date, time, and location, I, Officer Fisher, was patrolling through the parking lot of the Oyo Hotel. This location is a known hot spot for criminal and drug activity. I observed a black Dodge Challenger with Kentucky tag ALA 708 and a white Mercury sedan, Tennessee tag 236 BGWJ. Both vehicles were backed into the parking spots, which is common for people who are engaged in criminal activity to prevent law enforcement from seeing their registration plates.
Oh,
due to my knowledge and multiple interactions with people engaged in criminal and drug activity at this location, I made consensual encounter with both vehicles and occupants. Upon contact, I could smell a strong odor of marijuana emitting from the area of both vehicles. Officer Thoreau arrived on the scene while speaking with Valdez Goins, the arrestee, and Joshua Eskridge, the arrestee, and Jason Booker, the arrestee. I instruct the occupants, 1 black male and 1 white female of the white Mercury sedan, to step over to me. At this time, the black male that was in the white Mercury fled on foot and was shortly apprehended after being tased. That male was identified as Trevor Cullum. The female, Cornelia Norris, was found in possession of 5 blue fentanyl pressed pills. Cornelia advised that Trevor handed those to her.
Look at his eyes.
Seeing officers pulling up
Did
to
you
her,
see his eyes?
told her officers will not check her. Canine Officer Bothoff arrived on the scene and deployed his canine partner Dolly to perform an open air sniff on both vehicles.
There it is, open air
She
sniff.
positively alerted. Officers located a pill bottle with 26 5-milligram hydrocodones and a clear bag containing marijuana weighing 2 grams in the center console. In the black Dodge Challenger, officers located 2 chocolate bars containing psilocybin mushrooms in them, a box that had legal documents with Valdez Goins' name on it. There was also marijuana shake all throughout the floorboard and driver's seat of the Challenger and a digital scale located in the vehicle itself. Valdez was in possession of $2,460 in U.S. currency, which is in primarily small denominations. The U.S. currency Valdez was in possession of was seized due to himself believing it as proceeds.
Check it out, 102.
Of illegal narcotics, and due to the fact
Make sure he's not dead.
A job to provide a source of income. A record check showed Valdez to have a history of drug-related arrests. It also revealed Trevor Coleman to have multiple outstanding failure to appears out of Knox County. The narcotics were placed in the narcotics locker. Citation was not issued because the individual has outstanding arrest warrants. All right, if you cannot afford an attorney, I can appoint one. Would you like me to do that?
Yes, sir. Is there any kind of way that I can get
a war bond?
Hit that one again. Release.
John Boucher.
We'll look at that. All right,
Bobby Boucher.
You qualify for a court-appointed attorney to set your bonds, so you raise your right hand and be sworn in. This is
when he was shot
with indigency that you filled out of jail. You swear or affirm that everything you filled out on this form, any testimony you give is true and accurate.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Do you have a job?
No, sir.
Any property, house, or car that you own?
No, sir.
Any other forms of income or of assets? You live in Knoxville?
Yes, sir.
If you'd like to become a court artist,
I've been here all my life.
please contact us.
You have family here?
Yeah, my mother, brothers, nieces, nephews.
You name it, they're here.
On the main channel, I just got the Discord on there. If you want to join our Discord, all the way down in the bottom, NFT ownership claims. So anyway, when we do We Got a Case, very rarely outside of We Got a Case does this happen.
Rare.
But if you want your own MFT, I got to change that. I'll do that this weekend. You just got to screenshot it and be the first person to upload it to there.
Yep.
That's it. That's all you got to do.
It's yours forever.
T, what the hell were you doing? It was so important that you're missing out on court.
T's been skimping out on us lately.
T?
Holding back.
It's all about the marker upgrades, Alan. That's what it was.
I feel like I have to shout out the people at Expo for their quality markers.
Now, if only they can make them smell like blueberry.
That'd be nice.
Right.
That's good. On turn to push it on.
We're a reaction channel, a commentary channel, and a DIY court artist channel. In the description, I've put art for beginners. Nate, killing me.
Just want to show you guys real quick. This is our Discord. If you go all the way down to the bottom, right here, and you can see all of the ownership claims there. It's the first person that screenshots it, puts it up, owns it.
My God, I've done a lot.
Look at Lisa. She's on it. It is fun to go back through these and try to figure out, like, because they're
what was going on at that point in time.
Yeah. I mean, there's some really, and then there's some Creed frames in there too. But there's, I mean, come on, I did some great ones. There really is. I do find myself every once in a while, I will go over here and I'll kind of just scroll through and just kind of like, you know, try to figure out which ones were which.
Oh my God.
Winners.
A winner, everyone.
So again, it's in the chat. We say, come on
I'm
over
set
to
this in misdemeanor court on Tuesday. That's November 15th.
They're priceless, which
So
means
if
they're
you're able to
worthless.
post those bonds,
Right.
the judge can consider reducing them at that time. If you do post them, they will give you a different court date to go to when you're being released. Go to that one instead. And as soon as that's done printing, I'll get you an attorney. I don't think you'll be able to bond out though.
These are
because
two
of
entrepreneurs that are off the
things
street.
we're talking about in criminal
Yeah.
court, even if you post those bonds. By the way, I did see something.
I like the fact that
I don't know if it's
backing
denied,
in
I think it is.
to a parking space is a tip off. Oh, thank you, T.
Well, you're
It's a-
waiting for somebody. I mean,
So
that's
it
kind of,
looks like
unless you're in Myrtle Beach.
you are represented by an attorney named Dylan Zinser.
No, he does not.
Yes, sir. I can't. I ain't been able. He the reason why I got that violation.
One or two
sir.
down.
I ain't talked to that man since I've been out. I ain't talked to him. The bondsman. If you look in there, I've been on bond. I've been on bond too. And me and the bondsman been trying to get in touch with him. He can't. Just no help.
Okay, well, that might be true, but if he's on your
What
other
up to
case,
escape? I
put
mean,
him on here, and so
That'd
you'll have to
be
get him
great if he
removed
did.
by the judges. They'll have to remove him from all cases.
Hey,
What
Carrie?
they'll have to do
So?
when you go to court on Tuesday. But for now, I'm going to put him on these, and I'm going to waive the administrative fee because it's already been assessed in that other case. Mr. Zinser's telephone number is 450-3333. Try and get a hold of him prior to your court date, which again is going to be Tuesday. Basically, they'll have to just remove him from all cases or none. But that's a big mess that if I do it from here instead of upstairs.
Oh, it sounds like a big mess regardless.
That's all for you.
Enjoy your stay. Enjoy your stay.
Unless you're back into that one parking lot in Myrtle Beach.
It means something else, right?
Right.
I know people, all they do is back in everywhere they go. So my father-in-law does that.
I should know that I didn't know that's a thing that you can't do that. I changed it. It's officially MFT ownership claim now. And I changed the other thing. So there you go.
Oh, perfect.
Officially an MFT. Mikey fungible, right? Token.
Here we go. Are we having a hard time getting somebody over
Who's
here?
next?
Next.
Hey,
What's your
Bob,
name?
tell Don we say hello.
David Hubbard.
What is it?
David Hubbard.
David Hubbard just woke up. David Hubbard looks like he could be my nephew, maybe.
Okay, Mr. Hubbard, you have been charged with aggravated burglary. That would be a Class C felony if convicted. You understand what you're charged with?
Thank you, Rochelle.
Don't really understand. I mean, I understand like it's like what is burglary like it's like a robbery or something?
No, burglary is entering a building with intent for committing a theft, assault, or felony. And so aggravated burglary is if that building happens to be a habitation. Would you like me to read the allegations?
Young, sexy Mikey, yes.
It says this incident occurred on or about Thursday, November 10th, 2022 at 4:08 a.m. at 1521 Daylily Drive, apartment 349, Knoxville, Tennessee 37920. On that date, time, and location, I, Officer Carlos, responded to a burglary residential at 1521 Daylily Drive, number 349. Upon arrival, I observed the defendant, John Doe, a.k.a. David Storm Hubbard. Defendant John Doe sitting on the victim, Mr. and Mrs. Jonathan and Autumn's Young front porch. The victims, Jonathan and Autumn Young, stated they were upstairs in bed, asleep, when they were woke by a strange white man standing over them in bed.
Description is accurate.
The defendant had their car keys and drinking a Dr. Pepper from their refrigerator. They would get the defendant out of the apartment, and he sat down on the front porch. The victim stated the defendant said the office sent him to the apartment. There was no forced entry into the apartment. The victim stated the defendant was going from apartment to apartment, knocking on doors and shaking doors. The defendant was holding the cigarette lighter and smoking a cigarette. Upon search of his person, I pulled a full pack of the victim's cigarettes from his front left pocket. I was able to retrieve all items and return them to the victims. The defendant also broke the victim's vase while in the apartment. The defendant admitted to taking all the items, but was unable to properly identify himself. He did not know his address, phone number, or social security number. The victims stated they would prosecute. The defendant was taken to custody about the incident. This occurred in Knox County, Tennessee. All right, you have some rights I need to go over. The first is that you have the right to remain silent.
The pack of cigarettes really in the guy's pocket of the person
really can be against you.
Robbed?
You have the right to an
Or
attorney.
burglarized?
If you cannot afford one, I will appoint one for you, and you have the right to a preliminary hearing. That is a probable cause hearing.
Yeah, at
with
least
judges
that's why we
who have
changed it to
decide
Mike.
whether this case is strong enough to be bound over the grand jury for further prosecution. You understand those rights?
It was Vincent that came up with that idea.
Would you like me to appoint an attorney?
I guess I need a public defender. Am I gonna be able to like get like a ROR by chance or anything or?
No, I'm asking if you want me to appoint an attorney, though.
We'll get there, son. Just
Yeah,
slow
I need a
down.
Public defender, I guess.
Okay, I need to ask you some questions on oath. Make sure you qualify and set your bond. So you raise your right hand and be sworn in. This is the uniform affidavit of indigency that you filled out of the jail. You swear or affirm that everything you filled out on this form, any testimony you give is true and accurate.
Yes.
Thank you. You have a job?
I did have. I don't know if I have anymore.
Where at?
It was in Morristown.
Doing what?
Doing what, Junior?
Cooking at Chili's.
How much?
All right, Creed's favorite.
16.50.
Yeah, that soup is to die for.
Best I could do about him, the guy waking up
about a year.
with him staring at him drinking a Dr. Pepper.
40 hours.
Damn it! Why do I keep doing that? It's the second
I
time.
was getting 40. I think it got cut like
Did you get the cigarette
like
in there?
part
Yeah, you
time, so I think it got down to like 15 or 20 max.
did. Liar.
Okay. Any property, house, or car that you own?
No.
Any other forms of income or of assets?
No.
You live in Knoxville?
The description
No, I
was
don't
so
live in
great,
Knoxville.
by the
I
way.
actually
I
came down
mean,
here and yeah. I
felt like I was there.
I just want to know if the
drinking
guy
and
was that
visiting
was
with
sleeping
friends and stuff, and
had cigarettes in his pocket. That's what it sounded like. It
I
said.
live in Morristown.
God bless.
Maybe out on his
And-
nightstand, he swiped them from there.
No, I said it was from a pocket.
Is there
Oh,
any
no, what it-
cause for your liability to show up in court? You have family here? Let me ask you that.
I have family here, but
Who is it?
My sister, she lives in Knoxville. But my wife is actually the one I need to talk to. My 2-month-old daughter, she's supposed to have surgery,
Oh, and a daughter.
and I need to try to figure out what I can do to be able to be there for that surgery.
I don't know, but we need to stay on task here. So
Fun fact:
family
Mikey
you have
wouldn't bail.
My sister
any
lives
of
in
the kids
Knoxville.
out. Ever.
Is there anybody that vouched for your liability to
happen.
show up in court?
They better go there and claim
But no, I
indigency.
don't know her number. I don't.
Right.
That's why I said my wife. I mean, I was trying to stay on track. She could probably show up to court, but I would have to get a hold of her. And
Sounds like
stuff.
you're doing a great
But
job
I
keeping it
haven't-
on track,
I've
bud.
been here, I don't know how long, and haven't gotten a phone call or anything. So I've not been able to reach out to her. I don't know if she knows or so on and so forth.
She doesn't wonder where you're at right now.
I'm going to set
Really?
the bond at $5,000.
Where the hell
with
is
condition
he?
of bond, should you post it, that you not have any contact or communication with alleged victim, and that is listed as 2 people, a Jonathan Young and an Autumn Young. And I'm going to set this in felony court on Tuesday. That is for a bond review. So if you are unable to post that bond, the judge can consider reducing at that time. If you do post it, they will give you a different court date to go to when you're being released. Go to that one instead. I'm going to appoint the district public defender to represent you. There is a $50 fee for the appointment of counsel. That needs to be paid in General Section Court Clerk's office on or before November 25th. If you're unable to pay by that time, they'll add your court costs, including your case. And they have the number of the public defender's office of jail. Try and get a hold of them prior to court date, which if you don't post the bond, will be on Tuesday, November 15th. And that's all I have for you. And I don't know about your daughter's surgery. You'll have to discuss that with an attorney, see what kind of arrangements they'll have to make if you can't bond out.
Is there anything, or there's no way at all, like I could maybe get like a lower bond, or by chance,
I'll have to deal with that on Tuesday. For now, I set it at 5,000 though.
the 5,000 is my bond right now.
God, that's like
And
nothing, dude.
aggravated burglary is where you just supposedly go in someone's house and you don't steal nothing, you don't do nothing, you just go in the house.
No, aggravated burglary is going in with intent or committing a theft, assault, or felony.
Okay, so I'm not too sure about this, but if there was no theft or nothing, right? And
So you'll have if you want to contest that, you'll have a hearing. Okay, and/or
There's no test or nothing, right?
okay, so
if you want to argue it,
He's a
your
mouth
case,
breather.
you would have to do
yeah,
that.
I mean definitely because I didn't take anything, and I mean I was supposed to be there, and I was told to be there.
This is all stuff to say for a hearing.
Oh, maybe they were setting up a 3-way, is what he's saying?
All right.
Did you see a pineapple doormat by any chance there, son?
Maybe some soft swinging was involved. How dare he say he was supposed to be there? I was an invited guest.
I do kind of want to hear the rest of that story.
Yeah, it seems like there's a
What's
juicy
your
tale
name?
to be heard.
Just Knockers.
Those knockers is what come up as his name, by the way. He says, "What's your name?" He says, "Those knockers."
It is. It's right there too. DV, by the way. DV is my guess.
Those knockers. Nice name.
Mr. Hopkins, you've been charged criminal trespass. That'd be a Class C misdemeanor if convicted. You understand what you're charged with?
No, actually, I was up in the parking garage waiting on my cousin. She was supposed to bring me some clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And,
You understand what trespass is?
Huh?
You know what trespass is?
Yeah, I know what a trespass is, but I
Okay.
don't understand.
Okay, I was just
I
waiting
don't
for my
understand
cousin.
why it was
So
I don't
let me talk.
understand why it was
All right, you
trespass.
can stop talking or you can come back later.
I'll come back later because I don't understand why
Okay,
it was
officer,
trespass.
can you bring him back later when he's
Yeah, I'll
ready
come
to
back.
listen?
Thank you. I'll stay
Ooh.
here for 10 years before I fucking.
Well,
It just that screws you so much.
Yeah.
Oh, that's him who's been up there. Oh, good. So at least we know one of them now. Remember that. What an idiot.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
I mean, he just not a smart move.
This will go much better with this guy.
Yeah, Chuck will know what to say.
He does look like a young Chuck, doesn't he?
Chuck is very bald, just like that now too.
Oh, I'm glad he's still alive.
Yeah, I can't believe he's still kicking. He doesn't know who nobody is, but he's still kicking.
What's your name?
Clevenger.
You think this guy runs strip clubs too? Because it kind of fits the bill, yeah.
Maybe.
All right, Mr. Clevenger, you've been
Yeah.
charged with DUI. That'd be a Class A misdemeanor if convicted, and you've also been charged with an implied consent violation. That's not providing a blood sample or a breath sample upon request, or when you have a DUI conviction. It's the implied consent law. You understand what's going on? That's actually that's a
Similar
it's not even
hairstyle,
a
though,
crime.
Bob.
They just suspend your
For
license.
sure.
I don't know if they call it suspended or revoked, but one of the two if you get convicted. You understand what's going on, what you're charged with?
Yes, sir.
Would you like me to read the allegations?
Yes, sir, please.
Oh wow! Just say you'll do it now.
Says this incident occurred on or about November 10th, 2022 at 3:30 p.m. at 8445 Walbrook Drive. I, Officer Ferreras, responded to a driving under the influence at Walmart located at 8445 Walbrook Drive. The complainant stated that he witnessed the defendant driving all over the road, striking a mailbox and driving in and out of the lane and parking his white Ford F-250 in the Walmart parking lot. Upon contact, I observed the defendant sitting in the vehicle's driver's seat with keys in the ignition.
Be back
I
it
observed
in.
an open container of a 200 milliliter fireball in the driver's side floorboard. The defendant stated
Fireball,
that he was
baby.
coming from Maryville and going to his friend's house somewhere in Concord. The defendant was requested to step outside the vehicle, and I observed that the defendant was unsteady on his feet, had watery red bloodshot eyes and slurred speech, and I had to assist him towards my patrol car. The defendant was Mirandized and stated that he had consumed 3 bottles of 200 milliliter of Fireball whiskey approximately 3 hours ago. The defendant refused to conduct a field sobriety test at this time. The defendant stated that he was tired and parked at this location to rest. Based on the totality of circumstances and statements of the witness, the defendant was taken into custody at this time. The defendant was read the implied consent and refused.
A lot of people get
Jim's
tired around 3
Jim's
p.m.
record towed the said vehicle to the impound lot. The defendant was advised and given a tow ticket. This occurred in Knox County, Tennessee.
He was
All right, if you cannot afford an attorney, I can appoint one for you. Would you like me to do that?
No, sir, I can afford an attorney.
Okay, I ask you
Your
some
Honor.
questions on oath. Set your bonds. So you raise your
Flexing.
right hand, be sworn in. You swear
you
affirm,
would-
tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You have a job
Yes, sir, I'm self-employed.
YouTube channel.
and
I'm a run a sales and delivery business.
How
I
much
tow
do you make?
trailers.
Building
It depends
trailer.
on the sales for that month. I mean, it's not a set income.
Love the fireball.
And if you would go ahead and release me today, I'm headed to True Purpose Ministries. If I could get an ROR, the house director was gonna pick me up.
That might be true, but you have a DUI pending, so I'm required by law to set it at least at double the ordinary bond for DUI. So I have to set some bond.
Double.
Okay, and any property, house, or car that you own?
Sir?
Any property, house, or car that you own?
Here we go.
What is that?
The F-250, which I've got to go get out of impound.
What do you think it's worth?
It's worth about $7,800.
Oh,
What year is it?
2004.
93.
Is it 7,500?
Yes, sir.
Or you said 7,800, didn't you?
75.
Okay. You owe anything on it?
No, sir.
Any other forms of income or assets?
No, sir. That's it.
You live in Knoxville?
No, sir. I live in Maryville.
You have family here in Maryville? Maryville's close enough.
I thought he said
No, sir.
America.
Just my church family.
Okay.
My
Is
church
there anybody with
family.
liability to show up in court?
Yes.
Who would that be?
That would be the program director at True Purpose Ministries, Jeremy Graham.
Okay, I'm gonna set the
His
bond
pastor.
on the DUI at $1,000 as a condition of that bond. Should you post it, you'd be prohibited from drinking alcohol or taking or possessing drugs unless lawfully prescribed. You'd be required to drive only vehicles that have ignition interlock devices installed, and you'd be prohibited from violating local, state, or federal law as a condition of bond. So in addition to being charged, you'd have your bond violated. You'd be picked up on this one as well. And you'd be prohibited from changing your mailing address or residence without prior written notice to Knox County Sessions Court Clerk's Office, which they'll give you information to do that if and when you bond out. I'm going to set this in DUI court for a bond review on Tuesday, so that if you are unable to post this bond, the judge can consider reducing at that time. If you do post it, they will give you a different court date to go to when you're being released. Go to that one instead. And that's all I have for you.
Yeah, he's not like the normal people we see in here. I mean,
He's the happy drunk.
yeah, he owns things, and
The pastor's going to vouch for him. I mean, he likes being drunk.
I don't recall being drunk.
Well,
just need the help, but you know,
they said you were. Allegedly.
Mike, I see one more, and
Yep, this one we got to go. We got a chase in just about an hour and 10 minutes from now.
Palmer's looking rough. Nose is still left up. Palmer's looking rough, man.
He is look, he's hitting the road too. He's got his stuff and he's out of here. Either that or there's a kickball game he's got the balls for.
Well, he's slow up them stairs, huh?
Oh, I mean, he's no spring chicken.
You should have asked for a ground floor room.
Yeah, can I get one on the first floor?
Preferably with a view of the garden, please.
Definitely nothing near the elevator, though. I mean,
yeah,
very noisy.
Loud from the elevators.
Put me at the dead end by the snack machine.
What's your name?
Joshua AG.
Mr. AG, you have a fugitive from justice warrant, which means that
we've been on the run.
Another state has indicated that they have a warrant for your arrest and that they would like us to hold you so they can have an opportunity to come pick you up on that arrest. And specifically, that state is Virginia. And they say they have a warrant for threat to burn or bomb probation violation. And bond is to be set, if at all, on this by a sessions judge, so it's effectively denied until you go to court. You won't be able to bond out. You've also been charged with criminal impersonation. That'd be a Class B misdemeanor if convicted, and you're ROR'd on that. And you've been charged with simple possession of casual exchange of methamphetamine. You're also ROR'd on that. So those aren't holding you in jail. The only thing holding you is that fugitive from justice warrant. You understand what's going on?
Yes, sir.
Would you like me to read the allegations?
No, sir.
Okay.
Damn
if
it,
you
Jim.
cannot afford an attorney, I can appoint one. Would you like me to do that?
Yes.
Okay, I'd ask you some questions on oath. But you
Better
qualify.
creeping, boy. You do. Look,
So
both
we raise your
handrails
hand to
creep.
sworn in.
Oh yeah.
This
Did you
is
see how
from
bent over he
affidavit
was
of
on this
indigency
trip?
that you filled out of jail. You swear or affirm that everything you filled out on this form and testimony you give is true and accurate?
Yes.
Thank you. You have a job
No, sir.
and property, house or car that you own?
No, sir.
You have forms of income or of assets?
No.
Like we can do one more.
Creed, could you stay in prison if they give you like internet and TV in your room?
Yeah, and if I could smoke.
How long have you been in
Yeah.
custody?
Yep. that'd be fine.
Absolutely. Okay. That's what I was thinking too. I was like, if I have a TV,
TV, I wouldn't even need internet. That'd be
yeah,
fine.
as long as I had a plethora of channels, maybe a jailbroke.
And I would
Fire
draw
stick.
a lot too. If I had some art stuff, like I mean, I'm saying if I were in jail, I'd that TV, cigarettes, I'm fine. Mountain Dew.
I don't even need the cigarettes. I just need decent food, television.
I think you'd get used to the food after a little while. I think that, I bet you. I mean, I'm sure a lot of it was god awful, terrible. It's not all as good as where Sue was at. But I mean, I think that after a while, you kind of get used to it a little bit. Maybe I would think.
Yeah, you would have to, right? You can't be like, oh, this is terrible for years on end.
Okay. Let's see what I can do for an attorney. I'm going to point the
No, I mean it's
district
TV in my
attorney to
room, by
represent
the
you.
way. Let me point that out. Not the.
There's a $50 fee.
I need my
for
own.
counsel.
Yeah.
That needs to be paid in General Session Court Clerk's office on or before November 25th. If you're unable to pay by that time, they'll add your court costs and close the case. They have the number of the public defender's office in jail. Try and get a hold of them prior to your court date, which I'm going to set in felony court. You don't have any felonies. It goes into felony court because of that fugitive from justice. I'm going to set it in felony court on Tuesday.
Yeah, just like my cats, whenever we have to switch
That's
up
all
the
for you.
food.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's it for him. And then that means that's it for us.
Wilson.
No, I think you should just wait and see who walks up.
Well, let's see.
I could also do with just internet. If I had like just internet and a phone, I'd be all right too. Wouldn't even really need the TV. So wait, I want to take that back. Yeah.
Hey,
So, what's your name?
Okay.
Dominique Wilson.
Dominique
Mr.
Wilson?
Wilson, you have been charged with aggravated robbery. That'd be a Class B felony if convicted.
Dominic
And
Wilson.
You've also been
Got a
charged with
question.
interference with
Interrupted.
emergency
Okay.
calls. That'd be a Class A misdemeanor if convicted. You understand what you're charged with?
No, I don't. That's my question. My concern
A pillow.
is what
I want a pillow,
what the police we want
Good
release
pillow.
because I went to probation yesterday where I got arrested, and then the night before that, the police officers they pulled me over at the Food City, and I didn't even have anyone, so I don't know nothing about this
Food
process.
City
It's the
again.
stuffed burgers. The stuffed burgers.
I
The
would like
Tennessee
to read
stuffed
who called in on
burgers.
it, who reported it. I want
I
to
can't
know
tell you
where
all
it came
that.
from.
I can only tell you what the warrant has.
But can you not tell me where the robbery happened?
That's in the warrant. I'll read it.
Please, thank you.
Says this incident occurred on or about Sunday, October 9th, 2022 at 11:49 p.m. at Wilson Avenue at Ben-Hur Avenue. On that date, time, and location, the officer who swore out the warrant, responded to a domestic disturbance at Wilson Avenue at Ben-Hur. Upon arrival, contact was made with the victim, who stated she was robbed and assaulted by her boyfriend, the suspect. The victim stated that she left her home in Walter P. and was walking eastbound down Wilson Avenue when she heard the suspect begin to speak her name. The victim was afraid that he was stalking her, and she dialed 911. While on the phone with 911, she pulled out her knife in self-defense because she was scared of the suspect. The suspect then charged at her and wrestled her for the knife, at which point he bit her thumb, causing injury. After he observed a laceration to her thumb consistent with a bite. The suspect was able to gain control of the knife and stated, "Bitch, I will kill you," before grabbing her phone while she was still on a call with 911. The suspect then fled the scene with the victim's knife and phone. The victim stated that when the suspect gained control of the knife, she was in immediate fear for her life and that he was going to kill her. The victim valued her Samsung cell phone at $200 and her knife at $50. This occurred in Knox, County,
It's a
Tennessee.
nice knife.
Okay, this is a false report, or somebody got the wrong name because earlier in the report you said you said a different name in the beginning of this report. I need you to
All right,
get
officer,
home.
bring him back when he's ready to cooperate.
Oh, damn that.
Thank you, sir. Go on. He said a whole different name in the report.
He's the last one I have.
Oh,
This is an arraignment, not a hearing.
What? Creep.
Does he look like a bitch?
He's gone, son.
Damn. Here's the burgers I was talking about from Food City. Seriously, if you're ever around, they're just called the Tennessee burgers. It's in the not the I get where what do you call where the meat is back there? Yeah, that area where they have and it's
Meat
they got
department,
all the nice
yes.
steaks and all that. Yeah, and they have the burgers right there, but they're the Tennessee burgers. But here's the thing: they are not stuffed, but mixed in. With Jack Daniel's barbecue sauce stuffed with Yancey's Fancy smoked Gouda cheese, which, by the way, Yancey's Fancy from very close to where I grew up in New York. Very good cheese if you ever get it. So bacon and Vidalia onions seasoned with smokehouse seasoning. They are absolutely
sounds
to die
good.
for. They, of course, don't look that
I
great.
mean, the flavor is going where it's at, Creed.
Yeah, no,
and
they are
it's
incredible.
SNAP eligible. So
It is, yes.
Bam!
Meat section. Thank you.
The Meat Man.
Yeah, but you never know. Do we trust him that's I mean, he did say a different name, so I do kind of give them credit, but they it's a lot of people handle that in a much not in a good way.
Yeah, he was not doing too well with it.
But anyways, hey, hell of a crowd today.
Yeah, really good crowd. Like I said,
Might be
must
safe
not
for
been
next
much to watch today.
It's like we gave you 2 episodes.
Yeah. We weren't even going to come on today. Look at that.
Right? I texted Mikey earlier. I was like, I think we might have found the one holiday. There isn't any court. He said, nope, I got to come. I said, all right. Thank you so much to Hag, Shells, Flusha, Golf and Guns, Kathy, Amber, Hag, and Hank the Tank. By the way, is that 500-pound bear, Hank the Tank?
I don't believe so. I believe that's a football playing 5th grader.
One of the two. The 5th grader, did he grow up to become a bear like me, like my wife called me?
Maybe.
Guys, thank you so much. And I always appreciate the likes, the new subs, new names, new people around. Always love that. Adding to the families, always good. Appreciate, the subs. Make sure to notifications on. Click the bell notification. We'll see you at 4:05 East for Florida Friday today, Mikey.
That's right. Make sure you have gone ahead and clicked it, liked it, licked it, loved it. Good luck to Hank the Tank this weekend. I hope he scores again and again and again, like any good football player should.
Sure, it's not that Hank the Tank, this bear.
Jeez, that Hank is on death's door. It looks like not young and agile like the other Hank the Tank. We love you guys. We'll see you soon. Until the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye. You weren't expecting that, were you? Go, Hank.